the music.
Yep.
Future of Wrestling podcast right here on Future Entertainment, the home of so many things. This is Tuesday Takeover Part 2, the sequel, a little bonus feature. You guys, Logan, welcome back, by the way. You just did this.
Yep. I just did this for 2 hours and 22 minutes and 40 seconds, and we're giving you the bonus clip with Travis and me, so...
I tried to hustle, I tried to get out of work early, but I just missed it. And then we started bullshitting on Skype, and we said, screw it. And here we are. Yes, I am Travis from Hibiki TMD, obviously, at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter. Thank you, Logan, for having me.
Of course, sir. Man, what a show with me, Matt, and James. We had a lot of laughs, and just some awesomeness, some great stuff we talked about, like Bobby Roode, and I had one question for you, sir. Will you walk with Elias?
Apparently, you don't have a choice the way he's being booked. You're walking on water with Elias. He's throwing out Angle and Rumbles and fucking... I like Elias, solid IC guy. I don't see him as the guy. I know you do. In your world, you see Elias as your world champion. I just don't. I think he's a great. He could be a great upper mid card guy.
Yes.
And that's all he'll peak.
And a lot of people said that they do not know why Baron Corbin is on Raw when Elias is just he's on a whole another level compared to Baron Corbin now.
Well, we know why Baron Corbin's on Raw. Because Vince loves his big guys.
And if you haven't heard it, Vince McMahon views Baron Corbin as the next Undertaker.
It's the worst goddamn sentence I've ever heard in my life. Ever. You know a guy that strikes me as the next Undertaker, besides Aleister Black, you ever heard of Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor?
Yes.
Holy goddamn shit, that guy. Fuck Baron Corbin. Come on, Vince.
But no, this is what I read. He views Baron Corbin as like the gimmick, as a little as the cocky, dark character. That's what he views him as, the Undertaker. But as the next Undertaker, supposedly he views Braun Strowman as the next Undertaker and wants him to be the next big attraction for the future.
I think we're definitely there right now, the way people are just reacting. Even in Montreal, Canada last night, because I hadn't seen the show, but I saw this highlight of that segment. Even in Montreal, Canada, where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are treated like the Pope or some hero, you know what I mean? No matter what angle they're in, they get treated because that's their area. Braun still got an Austin-like reaction. It's like the people didn't care because it was Braun, because everyone likes Braun.
And that was one of my hot seat segments is, do you view Braun Strowman as the next Stone Cold Steve Austin of this era? And we all said yes.
Closest thing. I mean, what made Stone Cold Steve Austin, Logan? One word: organic. It just happened. It wasn't manufactured. It wasn't Hulkamania. Hulkamania worked, but the Hulkamanias don't always work, and we're there right now, obviously, with Roman. But yeah, I agree, too, with your hot seat, because it's completely organic. You know what I mean? I don't think... He's been booked awfully against matches with Brock and just boneheaded shit. I don't think he's meant to be as over as he is right now, in their eyes. I think he's waiting in line. His turn is what they want, but the people just aren't having it. They're like, no, he needs it now. He's our guy. And I think we're going to get that with guys like McIntyre, too, from the crowd, especially after promos like Monday.
Most definitely, Drew McIntyre is, and I no offense to Rocky, and Rocky gave his personal opinion, and said that he doesn't agree with Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, but I think Dolph Ziggler can benefit from having a guy like Drew McIntyre, and the finishers together. Oh my gosh!
The Claymore with the zigzag, it's great.
Yes.
I think a lot of it was like initial shock, not just shock, but like, oh, kind of shock, because Ziggler's one of those guys, let's face it, like a Bray Wyatt, that's been a cancer for any storyline, just how they book that character. You know what I mean? Bray Wyatt finally has momentum for the first time, and Jesus, his WWE title run. This is exactly what Ziggler needs, and I agree with you. We talked about it off air, and you said, "Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think it's going to elevate both guys." I just hope they don't. They do. I hope they do what they're doing with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They're not officially a tag team. They're just buddies, or they're like Shawn and Diesel. I don't want to see Ziggler and McIntyre as a tag team. I just want to see them attached at the hip and kicking some ass. You know what I mean?
I could see them maybe going for the tag team titles maybe once at least and win it.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Like Shawn and Diesel did. Remember when they beat like the Head Shrinkers and that's what led to the storyline breakup. Remember, Shawn and Diesel, they were the tag champs, and Shawn kept accidentally kicking Diesel in the face, and Diesel got fed up with it. What if they do that like to the T? Ziggler keeps accidentally super kicking McIntyre, and finally McIntyre has enough and turns babyface.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bob Backlund isn't around to beat in 8 seconds for the title a week later, like with Diesel, but they'll figure it out, I guess, if they do that.
And I read something about the live events in the upcoming events in the future is, sadly, you're wrong, Travis. It's supposedly Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Wyatt and Hardy.
Oh.
So I guess they're going to push that.
Well, to be fair, in my defense, they have kind of just been buddies attached to the hip. They haven't really been an official tag team, so they're kind of testing the waters with that now. So,
and I don't mind it. I mean, you can't send them both to the main event right off the bat, because even though Roman Reigns needs to get out of that scene now.
I don't even want to go there.
Bobby Lashley, though, I think needs to be booked in there. He needs to be the next challenger for Brock.
It won't work to the level of Braun would, though, because Lashley's never been one of those organic feeling baby faces. Lashley's improved so much, but he's always rubs me as one of those manufacturer type guys. Like, I mean, Vince loves him some Lashley. I know there was heat for years when he left, but they patched it up, obviously. Vince loves a guy like Lashley. That's Vince's wet dream. I see the Brock match happening. I just don't think, if they're going to do something, they need to do it now. I don't know what the fuck they're stalling with Bobby Lashley. He just debuted. He hasn't said, one word?
Not one word, and he's teaming up with Braun Strowman at Backlash to face Owens and Zayn.
It's smart to put him with the hottest guy in the whole company right now, but at the same time, fans are going to see through that, because they always do, and eventually it's going to be a case of when Lashley gets tagged in, they'll boo him, and they'll just only cheer for when Brock. You know what I mean? Because fans love to do that shit. They need to do so. What would be the drastic thing to do with Lashley right now? And I'm not saying heal him, because
me, James, and Matt talked about it, and I think Matt agreed. I think Bobby Lashley turns on Braun Strowman at some point.
But then what do? You do Braun and Lashley, then they'd have to have a match. Somebody's got to get hurt in that. Somebody's got to take a pin, and I think both those guys right now with the placement, they I don't know. I don't think a pinfall would do either guy any favors right now.
I don't think it would hurt him either, but because I don't know, but Braun.
It would hurt Braun less. If Braun lost against Lashley, it would hurt Braun less than if Braun just beat Lashley a month later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Lashley needs it. Needs like momentum going.
Would you put a mouthpiece with Lashley though? That's my thing with turning him heel. Because even when I saw him as a heel in TNA, terrible on the fucking mic, Logan.
Is he better than Roman?
No, he's not.
Oh man,
he's bad. He's not good.
Well,
Bobby Lashley is aesthetic. Bobby Lashley is athleticism. Bobby Lashley is just, it's like Power Rangers or some shit when they form all the pieces together. It's like the head and the brain should be the mouthpiece. The body that kicks the ass would be Bobby Lashley's. Maybe he could be the new Paul Heyman guy. But I don't think Paul Heyman should ever turn on Brock at the same time.
I actually predicted that for WrestleMania, so that's sadly.
I really don't think they're ever going to split those two up ever again. And personally, I think they just make too much sense together. They're best friends in real life. I mean, people would know it's kayfabe. It's bullshit anyway, so who knows?
Agreed. Me, James, and Matt actually did the Backlash predictions. I could do it again if you if you're down to like give your personal opinion on the matches.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's start off with the Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, sir.
You gotta. Whew. See, now you got me thinking of heel Lashley. God damn it, Logan. And that's all I can think of now, that Lashley's going to turn heel in this match. But otherwise, I would just say that Strowman and Lashley get the Duke again. I'm calling it. Fuck it. Lashley's going to turn heel.
I really do think it would instant heel because of Braun Strowman, being so over right now. And Bobby Lashley needs something to get his momentum up automatically, and it's a perfect choice to put him, turning on Braun.
And yeah, if you're thinking about it more and more, it makes it makes sense, because Samoa Joe just left Raw, so you need another heel like that to replace him. They're not going to turn Roman right now. It's not. We just got to accept it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Gender's not on that level anymore. They've, you know what I mean? Not in anyone's eyes, I think.
No, nobody thinks it. I'll throw a couple of rumored matches. Elias and Bobby Roode is rumored to be on the card. I think maybe pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy is also on the tap for the pay-per-view.
Okay.
So, if it actually happens, who do you got?
I'm going Buddy Murphy, simply because they've been driving it home on every Cedric Alexander match that he hasn't lost since like December. I think the money is always in the chase with the babyface going for the title. Buddy Murphy's tremendous. Obviously the best kept secret. He needs that title right now. Cedric just got established. I think it could be a great feud. Neville's not coming back. We got to accept that too, by the way. Was it Noam Dar, by the way, tonight that came back that I thought?
I can't remember. I was trying to watch, but I was also doing the podcast.
For anyone that doesn't know, Drake Maverick on Twitter today put a teaser out saying that a superstar was returning that we haven't seen in a while on 205 Live tonight. And everyone, of course, was applying Neville, and I immediately thought Noam Dar, because he's due to come back.
Actually, a lot of people did that. Actually predicted that. I saw something like, I couldn't hear it on the volume because I had it muted, but next week on 205 Live it will be, Buddy Murphy taking on Mustafa Ali in a match. So that should be another great match again.
Who did you pick, Buddy Murphy or?
I gotta go with. I like Cedric Alexander in the ring, but the mic skills. Ugh. But Buddy Murphy is athletic and.
Did you say my Buddy Murphy? Well, my Buddy Murphy.
Well, I just think Buddy Murphy at the same time is really athletic. And I think he could be really good heel. Maybe, just maybe, he could do a Neville heel and go with it and run with it.
Either way, I'm just thankful it's not Wesley Blake and they went with Buddy Murphy as a singer. Because when I see Wesley Blake, I just think of the singer from Nickelback, and that's all I can see.
That's messed up, but funny. Wow.
He's not working NXT house shows right now, is he?
I don't even think so.
Somebody find Wesley Blake for us. Let us know he's okay.
Yeah, and I gotta pull up the chat. I don't know if anybody's. Nobody.
Well, why don't you get the chat up? Find out what Superstar returned to on 205. Or I can. Doesn't matter. But that's just both pre-show matches then, those two.
Yeah, I guess so. That. What about you for Elias and Bobby Roode? I gotta go with Elias. You
say Bobby Roode or Bobby Lashley?
Bobby Roode and Elias.
I'm going Elias again. Fingers crossed. This is the slow road to getting Bobby Roode back to heel. He'll get frustrated after being in this slump, and Elias gets his monster push continued.
And again, we go back to the greatest Royal Rumble and him getting those eliminations of the New Day, Randy Orton, Kurt Angle. That's insane. Those eliminations, just being able to say I eliminated Kurt Angle in a 50-man Royal Rumble, I think that really helps out you playing.
Well, even more so, just to say that you got to win over Randy Orton in WWE with how he's like booked like God. You know what I mean?
Oh, and by the way, I know we're not talking about it yet. Actually, I'll get to that after we do the predictions. Carmella, yeah, that's right. Carmella versus Charlotte Flair for the women's champion SmackDown.
I'm sorry, Logan. We'll get to that in a second. I just looked up who the returning superstar was at 205 Live.
Who?
It was Brian Kendrick.
Dear God.
He came back to team with Jack Gallagher against Itami and Tozawa.
Dear God.
Worst return ever.
I wanna cancel this fucking podcast now since you told me that.
Buddy Murphy beat some jobber though. It says versus local competitor, so Buddy Murphy was in action. There you go. Yeah, and Kalisto Gulak match, so I'll check that out. That was probably really good.
I did remember the jobber. He looked like a UFC fighter in the ring, and he had like he had mouthpiece in and stuff like that. He was like he came in thinking he was gonna literally fight, like punch Buddy Murphy, and Buddy Murphy just had nothing of it. But
Charlotte and Carmella though, right?
Yes, and I gotta go Charlotte.
I'm going Carmella.
A lot of people don't like Carmella right now. A lot of people.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I said it yesterday. Our buddy JD's podcast that's coming out soon. I was a guest on. She knocked it out of the park this week on SmackDown. That heel promo was great. I love how they kept making her replay the highlight reel like 3 times. Those people ate it up. They hated it. It was exactly as it was supposed to be. And kudos to Charlotte too. I'm also digging Charlotte, the way she came out in that little contract signing. She just didn't give Carmella the time of day. All that shit, man. It was great. It's good stuff.
It's really cheap heel stuff when you can actually get over by the way she is. But I kind of want to see Carmella retain, but for some reason my gut feeling is Charlotte gets the belt back for some reason.
We'll see.
Nia Jax defends the Raw Women's Champion against Alexa Bliss.
Nia Jax,
but oh my goodness, the past 2 weeks have I loved the Moment with Bliss segments.
Oh yeah.
Those are just fantastic.
The best one was where she was like, Nia was eating the food in front of the homeless person and laughing when she was doing it.
Did you hear what she said last night?
Was it about teacups or something?
They went to Disney World or Disneyland, and Nia Jax said that she was too short to ride the rides and get in the teacup ride and all that, and it was just great. It was just...
And people boo-hooing about these storylines on fucking... Shut up. It's wrestling. She's a heel. They're best friends in real life. Stop virtue signaling every time there's the word bully in anything. It gets fucking old. Sorry, Logan.
Yeah, but you know how people are. Oh, you're not listening to your anti-bullying campaigns and stuff like that. And fuck
it's the same company who crucified a man on Monday Night Raw. The same company who put Stephanie McMahon on a cross, sacrificed by her father on Monday Night Raw. Get the fuck over it. It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
You know, these are the same people that eat shit up like Avengers: Infinity War and all this shit. Where, spoiler alert, people are gonna die in these movies, right? And all this shit. But then it gets to wrestling. It's like, oh, let me put on my oven mitts because I just can't hold it because it's too hot. I'm a pussy. It's like, what the fuck? What is this? Where have we gotten in pro wrestling where it's so goddamn PC? It's like this invisible barrier came up over time, Logan, around our beloved wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
It's like they don't get it. They don't get what we get, and they see it a glass half full, and they don't understand the situation at hand.
Now look, if this is boxing, MMA, something legitimate, and men or women are saying these things in promos, and on one hand, I get it, because that also puts asses in the seats for those respective sports, but then it's a little different because that's really them being a dick. You know what I mean? They're playing fucking parts, and people that don't get it, it blows my mind. They follow all these wrestlers on Twitter or whatever and see all their un-kayfabe shit, and it blows my mind that they really think these things. Where are we at, Logan? Holy shit.
We're in a situation where these people really do not get it, or they just want something to complain about.
But we won't complain. We will not complain about
Well,
them, and we
will
won't
complain about some things, but we won't complain about
No, I didn't mean that. I'm saying we won't complain
shit.
about them.
Yeah, we
Right.
won't complain about stupid shit like they do. But I gotta go Nia Jax. Matt Tennant was telling me that they were maybe planning on Nia Jax actually defending the Raw Women's Champion at SummerSlam against Ronda Rousey. So I don't know if that's just rumored or.
Okay. If that happens, is that a good idea in your opinion, or is it too soon?
Well, who's going to be heel and who's going to be face? That's the quick question. I mean, Nia Jax is face right now, but Alexa Bliss is trying to, play it as she's the face and she's the heel. So, wouldn't that be crazy though, Travis, if this is actually a swerve and Nia Jax actually ends up being the heel again, and Alexa Bliss actually is the face? Like the bullying is true.
I don't think Alexa Fish. Oh my God, Alexa. I don't think Alexa Bliss should be a face. I thought you meant Ronda and Nia. What if this ended up making Nia heel?
Well, I'm saying that doing that, but maybe Alexa Bliss actually can stay heel, but be like a tweener, and then Ronda Rousey challenges Nia Jax. I mean,
I just can't stop thinking of Alexa Fish now.
I can't see Nia Jax being a face anymore. I don't like it. I just a irresistible force should not be a face, in my opinion.
It can sometimes. It doesn't fit for Nia.
Not Nia. No. No. But I do see Ronda
Rousey.
For
Braun. It can for Braun. It can for Andre the Giant. Even Andre the Giant was a heel eventually.
Yep. But for me, Ronda Rousey's she's gonna feud with Mickie James. Maybe she's added to the. I think they're gonna add that match, Mickie James versus Ronda Rousey at Backlash. But I don't see Natalya staying a face either. I think she's gonna turn on Ronda Rousey.
Even if they do that, if they put her back heel, which thank God, because nothing's more boring than to watch a babyface Natalya. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys, and I'm a Natalya fan too, but in 2018, with NXT call-ups and whatnot, she always feels lost in the shuffle to me anymore. It's like, she just feels like she's taking up space on any roster she's on. It's like there's nothing left for her to do. She's done everything. So I guess she's putting over up-and-coming talent. I just want to see different faces, I guess. People don't realize. She was a Divas champion in 2010. That was 8 years ago. And she debuted in like 09 or 08. So we had 10 years now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Did you watch any of Raw last night?
Tidbits. Not all of it yet. I've got to get on that.
I actually did really like Ruby Riott taking on Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
You got to go watch that. That was actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. Ruby Riott is really coming along to be a good wrestler and really good character, and I also love everything that I enjoy the coach, and I enjoy Michael Cole and Corey Graves, all three together, because they really know how to talk up a girl like.
Is Coach back this week? Booker T wasn't on. Okay, thank God.
Ruby Riott.
Oh, it's gonna get good.
But Ruby Riott really, she stood out. She's really standing out more, and even more than the other two women. So that's good.
Ruby Riott has always been a good wrestler. She came from like Shimmer and stuff. She was a champion there. It's just they've always booked her like generic shit until like they're letting her break out some. Kind of feels like AJ Lee in a way, honestly.
She had this badass senton on Sasha Banks too, and everybody, even the crowd, went ham on it. It was decent, and Sasha Banks, I think, can work with any woman on the roster.
Are they still tweening? Is she a tweener or is she a heel now, or what the fuck's going on?
I don't know what the fuck she is. I don't know. I think she's a tweener. I don't know. For some reason, I have this funny feeling it's gonna be Bayley who turns.
For me, ever since she did the thing where she was to Bayley, she's like, raise my arm. It was like, okay, she's a heel, and then it's like she's not, because that's like an ultimate heel type thing. You would think.
Exactly.
The fuck.
But she. Seth Rollins versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Champion. Why are we doing this again? I get that you want The Miz on your TV screen. I get WWE. I like to see Miz too. But he got his opportunity in the ladder match.
Wait, Gender doesn't have another shot, does he?
Nope.
By the way. Oh, thank God. Okay. I'm going Rollins. I know that's a shocker.
I'm going with Rollins too because it's Monday Night Rollins. I'm not gonna lie. Mike even said it earlier to me, to us.
It's the hottest guy besides Braun in the company.
Not just that, his promos are getting really good. It's really getting. I enjoy his promos now.
And I don't know if anyone's in your chat. No, I don't mean it like attractive hottest. Okay, I know what I said. I didn't catch it at first.
We have nobody. I think it's way too late for anybody in the chat, sir.
I've said it a million times on any show I've been on lately, Sam Pigs, anything. He's 2018 Bret Hart to me right now, the way they're booking him. But Bret Hart got it over organically by working his ass off.
And he's doing that no matter what. And I see Finn Balor turning heel. It's crazy because there's a lot of guys we're just like, we're talking about them turning heel or going face, or because we want them to mix things up a little bit. And I mentioned, you know how a lot of people do not like Finn Balor smiling? I said, what if you get a cocky Finn Balor who smiles every time he does something, like what he did to Seth Rollins last night, and turn him heel?
Oh, you mean like when he was the leader of Bullet Club?
Yes.
For years?
Yes.
Yeah.
It needs to happen. I think it would help him.
I agree. He needs something. If they're not going to do the Demon, which, Jesus Christ, what is it done?
The Demon. No, I read.
He hates, doesn't he?
I read Vince McMahon loves the gimmick, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to use it all the time, and he said it's basically the Demon's going to be Brock Lesnar part-time. Like it's going to be like a special occasion.
Yeah.
Which is good. Like, for me, if the Demon's going to wrestle, it's against a guy like Brock.
It's good if, when he's not the Demon, he has the same amount of appeal and charisma to be as captivating as when he is the Demon. Kind of that Bruce Wayne type of thing with Batman. And he doesn't. Let's be real. He doesn't. Not in this incarnation as a babyface, just smiling, wearing rainbows, which is fine, by the way. I kid about the rainbows. That was actually that was a cool thing they did, to be honest. I didn't have a problem with it, except for like the visual thing. Like, it's hard to take somebody tough with that, but whatever. I got over it, you know. Just having your rainbows on your gear, it's hard to think of him as a badass in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even like a gay lesbian thing. That's just like the colors. I think of like maybe a kids show or some shit. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad that they got rid of that. Hopefully they get rid of it completely.
I don't think they're gonna get rid of it completely. Like, it'll always be on their merch store, obviously. But.
So dumb. They need to get rid of it. But all right, let's continue. The United States Championship, Jeff Hardy will defend it against Randy Orton. Dude, I'm excited about this.
I didn't even know that was a match, and I'm not excited about that at all.
I am excited because the way they booked it tonight from SmackDown.
What did they do?
Well, The Miz had Jeff Hardy on Miz TV, and you know, Miz being the heel, he was trying to like get the tension involved with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, and then Shelton Benjamin randomly comes out saying, since I beat Randy Orton last week, I should be the next challenger. And let me just say this right now, Shelton Benjamin as a heel, and I'm not gonna lie, tonight Randy Orton had a really good match. It was Randy Orton teaming up with Jeff Hardy against The Miz and Shelton Benjamin, and Orton had one of his best matches of 2017 and 18 combined.
Well, I'll be the judge of that when I go back and watch. This is Randy Orton we're talking about, man.
He had a perfect drop. For some reason, and this goes back to their OVW days, but Shelton Benjamin and Orton has so much good chemistry that I want to see more of them together. And Shelton Benjamin, I want to see get a. I can't believe it, though, Travis. I'm going to say it again. Chad Gable had that upset win over Jinder Mahal last week. Wasn't on Raw last night, but Shelton Benjamin gets both weeks in a row on SmackDown. What is this?
You think they're going to make him the gold standard again?
They should, I think.
Should they?
They should. They should. And I'm actually excited about Orton and Jeff because, before I keep going on that one, Orton and Jeff Hardy won. No tension during the match, and then Orton hit that random RKO at the end on Jeff Hardy.
There you go.
I mean, this is one thing you don't. I know I've read a couple times on Twitter that somebody was like, "Why are they booking Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton randomly for the champion? It's not even personal." Sometimes you don't need to have a personal rival.
No, it's a belt's on the line. It doesn't need to be personal.
It's way more important.
In kayfabe, it's about money. You win a belt, you get paid.
Yes. And
what do you think people? What do you think they say every man for himself in the Royal Rumble for? It's not because of an angle. It's because the winner gets money, or it's for a title shot. You don't need a personal vendetta.
No. But Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, I think Orton is. I keep saying this, but I think Orton's going to turn heel, and I think heel Orton and Jeff Hardy is going to be really good.
He wants to. Orton said that for the last couple of years. He's wanted to be a heel this whole time. He hates being a babyface.
Yeah, and I think he's a tweener to me. In my opinion, he's a tweener right now. And I think he's enjoying being that tweener too, just a little bit.
The problem with him going full heel, unless he does drastic type like Tommaso Ciampa stuff and storylines, is that he's cool to kids. He just is. All my kids love Randy Orton. And I see that too. I mean, he's cool. You know what I mean? But it's just they booked him so boringly for years. I feel like I don't know. I can see how kids would think he's badass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think they always, especially with that as a finisher, that is like the ultimate finisher in a kid's eyes. It's awesome. I feel like looking at it through the eyes of a child. You know.
Exactly. I remember when I was a kid and saw it for the first time, and it was like, oh, that's cool.
And
it's like a homage to DDP.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. And it goes back to, that's why when I was a kid, the Diamond Cutter and the Stunner were like the two hottest wrestling moves. Like all my friends and I tried. It was always that. Even like kids in school that didn't watch wrestling, they knew what like a Stunner was or a Diamond Cutter.
Yeah.
You know?
And you said you're not excited. I'm excited that this match is Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton instead of Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton, or Jinder Mahal and Jeff Hardy again. Because it was the brutal shits. Because Jinder Mahal and Jeff Hardy at the Greatest Royal Rumble had their match. Jeff Hardy went for the Whisper in the Wind, and Jinder Mahal was too slow to get up that Jeff Hardy completely missed it.
It was. I've seen that. It was brutal. That match completely fell apart afterwards.
So I think Orton and Hardy should be good.
This is the first time these two have met since like their title match at the Royal Rumble, where like Mike Adamle botched Jeff Hardy's name.
Yep, it's going to be Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, and it's been 10 years. Tom Phillips said it's been a decade since these guys wrestled. And
I'm not hyped, but I guess it could be worse. I'll say that. And my pick's Jeff Hardy.
And when I was seeing The Miz and mainly Shelton Benjamin, Jeff Hardy, and Orton in the ring together tonight was actually cool, because these three guys have been there, done that in WWE for so many years, and it's good to see these guys that like, you know what I mean, like they're so. I'm trying to find that word and I'm losing.
They're seasoned now. They're veterans now.
Yes, and they're still in the prime, in my opinion. Like Orton can still put on a decent match if he wants to.
Orton's a case that he'll put on a great match if he cares that day, pretty much.
And I think he can to face Shelton Benjamin, and I think he's comfortable with The Miz, and I think he's going to have a decent match with Jeff Hardy.
Randy Orton's what people say about him all the time. It's like him and John Cena are like kind of the same guy, but they're both opposites. Like Cena's the company guy that works really hard, and Orton just shows up like, I don't give a fuck. Just put me out there with whoever.
Yeah, exactly. All right, all right. So who do you pick, Jeff Hardy or Orton?
Jeff Hardy.
Definitely Jeff Hardy for me as well. I think it's not going to be the end of it for them, though. What do you think?
I'd like to see Almas. Honestly, I'd like to see it be done after this. I'd like to see Hardy get this win to get his reign a little bit more established, and that transitions into Almas. I'd like to see Almas attacking Hardy after the match here at Backlash, possibly the SmackDown after. It's time. He's coming any day. Unless he debuted tonight, and I didn't know it because I haven't watched.
He didn't. Selena Vega did a promo, like
a vignette thing.
Yeah. What if he debuts after the Jeff Hardy wins, after he beats Orton?
That's what I mean. We could very well see him at Backlash debut after, attack Jeff or something.
Yeah, and then Jeff Hardy brings Lita back, and Lita and Selena. I'm just kidding.
I could see him doing that, actually. I thought you were serious for a second. I was going to be like, yeah, you could do that. But yeah, fuck it. Why not? She was just in the Rumble. She looked good.
Even though she's not healthy, I actually read that there was a sheet on who can take bumps and what they can do in the Rumble at when Asuka won, and Lita was limited to big moves.
Because of her neck, yeah. Even though she did the moonsault, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Makes as much sense as a guy having to retire for concussions 4 years later, have him come back and wrestle in a goddamn Royal Rumble match for 2 hours. That makes sense.
And Daniel Bryan wasn't even on Raw, SmackDown Live.
No, he's fucking hurt.
Did you?
I heard he's injured. He's got fucked up in that match, man.
Yeah, he got fucked up on his chest. That they were worried about a chest infection.
Yeah. That was nasty. That was some Walter type shit, man. You don't see that in WWE.
Big Cass cut a promo tonight and then brought out a midget that was dressed up as Daniel Bryan, and then Big booted him.
But
kept making small, short jokes.
Is there any tag team title matches at this show? You said Zayn and Owens, right?
Mike asked the same question on the chat, but no, there's no tag team championship matches, though. Not announced. So, I don't know what they're going to do. Alright, so next one is Daniel Bryan and Big Cass.
Big Cass.
Yeah, I said Big Cass, and I think the reason I agreed with James earlier, he said that Daniel Bryan is over. It's not really going to hurt him to lose. It's only going to help Big Cass in the long run.
Daniel Bryan's gimmick is sympathy from being a punching bag, and who better than a 7-foot tall guy that just came back from injury? It needs it.
He desperately needs it, and a lot of people are saying he had the test. Why is it that every other podcast we mention test?
Because it's a tribute to the man as he passed away, Logan. Come on.
But Big Cass, a lot of people said that they see Big Cass as test, and he's okay on the mic.
I see a tall Edge is what I saw the other night in his promo. I did. I saw the same delivery. That's what he was reminding me of. That's the first guy I thought. I was like, man, he's reminding me of Edge kind of. This is good. Test. I mean, yeah, he looks like him, but other than that, no, nothing like Test on the mic. Nothing. Fuck out of here.
So you liked his promo and?
It's tremendous. I gave it rave reviews on Slam Pigs last week.
Well, he did a promo tonight as well, and it was funny. It made me laugh. It made me chuckle. It made me think of Hibiki Pro, because remember what happened on Hibiki Pro with the Brian Kendrick wasn't scheduled to be coming out.
Yeah.
They stole our fucking thing and did Big Cass like that on commentary.
Of course they did, because they always do that to us.
I swear, they watch our fucking shows. But, alright, next is Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. I really want... I picked Samoa Joe. I really want Samoa Joe. He's coming back from injury, too. He's going to need that momentum going into AJ Styles, too.
This is tough, because Roman's lost so much lately. And that's in Vince's mind. When I see this, I'm thinking, well, he's going to SmackDown. It doesn't matter. Give it to the big dog. Fuck it. I just see it as being a nothing like paying off out of either guy. This is just the end of the feud, so I'm going to say Roman. You can tell the excitement in my prediction.
But I said Samoa Joe because, like I said, if he is legit going after AJ Styles, he desperately needs it in order to get that momentum going into feuding with AJ.
I totally agree with you, and my heart wants to say Joe so bad because of that exact reason. But the problem is, Vince always puts Raw above SmackDown in his mind. It's just stupid. It's just always the higher priority to him. And I feel like Roman's, he's been a company guy. He's taken all these pins. Throw him a bone. Throw the big dog a bone, pal. That's what we're going to get.
Yeah, and of course this ends the AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura no disqualification match for the WWE Championship. Who do you got?
I hate to keep making the same prediction I made on Greatest Royal Rumble, but I feel like now, because it's an actual WWE yearly pay-per-view that's going to matter consistently in storylines, this is when the club turns on AJ and joins up with Shinsuke, who finally becomes the first Japanese-born WWE champion. Yeah.
I can't see Shinsuke Nakamura winning this match, and especially if Samoa Joe is getting involved in the main event scene on SmackDown. It doesn't make sense for Shinsuke versus heel unless we're going to get AJ Styles defending, or Shinsuke Nakamura defending against the rematch with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe in a triple threat. Can you imagine that triple threat, Travis? Wow.
And let's not act like we don't have any baby faces. We have Daniel Bryan now, who there's no reason to rush the Miz match. I wish they wouldn't. I wish they would stretch it out.
And they didn't. The Miz has thrown shots again tonight on the Miz TV.
Yeah, just keep them kind of in different routes for now, but throw in little shots in each thing they're in, so you still know it's brewing. And when it's done brewing, the coffee tastes the best. You know.
Yeah, and it was not. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I know it wasn't a big shot like the crowd went. Oh, it was more like he's testing the waters and.
And it's also two big reasons I keep making the same prediction with the club. It's because they keep doing it every week, driving it home about how close in Styles are, way more than they even did with Balor when they were with Styles before. It seems like now it's just in your head, driven in so much more because it's going to lead to a turn. Plus, it's a no DQ match, so they could, and there needs to be mouthpieces around Shinsuke. And I feel like as a brand new heel like that, as a top heel, needs to be in a stable. That's just how I like it. That's what I would do.
And this is a perfect situation for Samoa Joe in the future, though, in my opinion. They need to give him a championship, and the WWE Championship is perfect for him since, Vince McMahon's ejaculating in his pants for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
And look, Orton. Hardy could lose the U.S. title. Jeff Hardy's also a top guy. There's another guy.
Most definitely.
Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy, two artist, weird type characters. I would imagine the entrance in
AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy. We still haven't even. I know a lot of people probably don't want to see it.
People aren't patient because we haven't even chipped the surface with the superstar shakeup, what the rosters are now, how deep SmackDown really is now. People need to chill.
We technically didn't, and it's crazy because Orton has been on SmackDown Live for a very long time now, since the draft. And he's only had one match against AJ Styles. He hasn't technically had a feud with AJ Styles for the belt.
No, they just had like those little competitive matches on SmackDown here and there. They had like two, I think.
Yeah.
They were good. They're fun.
So I could see Orton jumping in there. I want to see AJ Styles and The Miz in the future too. But Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and like you said, Shinsuke Nakamura. That would be nice too. And I want to see Shelton Benjamin have the U.S. title for a little while. I think that'd be cool.
just like the old days with Shelton.
Yeah, and there's plenty of faces on the roster to face Shelton Benjamin, in my opinion. I mean, there's Rusev Day. You know, there's who else? Oh, there's Rusev Day.
Almas.
Almas is he's
Sanity.
You can have Eric Young versus Shelton Benjamin.
What are we booking right now? Is this Hibiki Pro meeting?
I guess so.
That sounds like a world title match at Hibiki Pro. It's fucking Eric Young and Shelton Benjamin, if anything.
I could add him to the.
Is Braun on this card, by the way?
Braun, yeah, he's teaming with Bobby Lashley.
That's right. What's left? Just Roman and
That's it. That's the whole card.
That's the whole card.
8 matches so far.
Well, it's this week, right?
Yes, sir. Like I said, Rusev Day confused with Shelton Benjamin. There's really not. It's confusing. There's not really faces because Bobby Roode's left and.
We're in a stall period right now, but they just had this a week ago with the Greatest Royal Rumble, which was a stall show because the storylines are kind of at a standstill because the Superstar shakeup just happened after WrestleMania. Everything's happening too fast right now. They're not slowing it down. It's getting faster, and it's showing in like this confusion. And what's one of the worst things we say all the time? The last thing you want to do is confuse your audience. You know. Yeah,
and you said that. There's no championship matches scheduled. The Usos wasn't on tonight, but Cesaro and Sheamus is starting the feud with the New Day. So.
Well, there you go.
And Sheamus had a match with Xavier Woods, and they threw the pancake tray up in the air, and you know how Big E gets all pissy and you done messed up, sucker.
Yeah.
He did that again, and Sheamus beat Xavier Woods, so they're starting that. Maybe they'll add that match to the Backlash card, but Travis, who feuds with the Bludgeon Brothers?
Sanity?
That's the only logical answer that I even know. So I guess they're not gonna defend the titles at Backlash. I mean. Matt and James said they don't need to defend them at every pay-per-view. But I think they do, in my opinion, to keep them relevant.
Keep them some TV time.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they're just waiting. They're not putting them on the show because, I mean, how many times can you do them beating the shit out of the Usos?
Yeah, and then what happens to the Usos next after this?
I think next Tuesday after Backlash is going to be a big SmackDown. It's going to be a bigger one than Raw with like debuts.
Probably so, I think. Yep. I don't know.
This was a hell of a bonus feature tonight, Logan.
Yeah, but one more thing though. I had a hot seat segment question and I wanted to ask you. Do you see Drew McIntyre winning the Universal Championship before 2018 ends?
No. I don't.
I do.
I see Bobby Roode winning it before Drew McIntyre.
No, I don't see that. Not if he's face. If he's heel, yes, I could see it. But
that's what I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
he will be a heel by the end of 2018, and it will be like a new, whatever you were saying earlier that he reminds you of.
And just thinking about it, by the way, I think they might be adding Baron Corbin against, No Way Jose.
Jesus Christ, we don't even need to bring that up, honestly.
But I could see Drew McIntyre getting that opportunity for the championship. Or Dolph Ziggler.
I think he'll get the opportunity. I think he'll be in matches for it. I don't think he'll win until like next year. They'll finally pull the trigger because I think people they really do like Bobby Roode. I just think they're transitioning him to heel right now. I really do. I know people probably laugh and listen to the show that I picked Bobby Roode, but I'm telling you, man, I got a feeling.
I enjoyed Drew McIntyre's promo, man. He's so underrated in that category.
They don't just let anybody cut those kind of promos either about how everyone backstage is they're complacent, or however he said it.
Yeah,
I can't
oh my gosh, he just, and the facial expressions that he gives while he's doing that promo, like when you look at Roman Reigns, it's just like this generic, boring ass fucking face when you're talking, and it's like, why am I wanting to see this? Why do I want to watch you on my screen if you're gonna just give me the shits? But when Drew McIntyre was out there with those facial expressions and cutting that promo, and he was just nailing it. It was like I wanted to go up to my TV and bow to him, get on my knees.
I wanted to go to him and get on my knees. Whoa, Logan.
Not like that, you know what I
mean. Hazy.
And just bow to him.
All right, strap in, cowboy. I got a hot seat for you. Just top of my head. You ready?
Go.
Here's the real one we should be asking. Will Brock Lesnar lose the title this year?
Yes.
What if they do it a whole other year of just him not losing it?
Oh, Jesus Christ. At this point, the Miz is correct. The Intercontinental Championship is the most recognized champion in Raw. It is the major champion. I can't take the championship, the Universal Championship, serious anymore, Travis. I can't. It's just stupid.
I take it serious. I know what they're doing. They've done this in a way to make the IC belt elevated feeling more. That's why someone like Rollins has been having great matches consistently, and it's not someone like Big E holding it or Curtis Axel anymore. It's we got
Big E. I want to see more of him in.
I'm sorry, man, but Big E as the singles with the IC belt was the shits. I saw it live too at SmackDown. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. But he never was the Big E we have now. That's the difference.
No. What we have Big E now, he can cut a very serious promo too. The one he did with the Usos that one night before what was it? What pay-per-view it was?
Hell in a Cell?
Was it the Hell in a Cell or was it like Fastlane or something?
I think it was Hell in a Cell when it was supposed to be their last match ever in the Cell,
they did it Fastlane, remember?
See, there you go.
So yeah, he did a serious promo like he was talking about while you're eating catering, we were actually elevating our faction and team. We were winning champion.
Another bold prediction. I see Rollins holding that title too this year. They have to. He's so red hot right now.
Okay, since you wanted to throw me a hot one.
Braun doesn't need, if that's what you're going to ask me, he doesn't need the belt right now.
Who?
Braun. He doesn't need it right now, if that's what you're going to ask.
No, Braun, I was going to ask that about Braun. Braun, I don't think needs a championship at this point. He's so over.
It would just... Putting the belt on Braun right now would be like putting ice cream on top of like cereal. Like it would be, or something like that. Like putting ice cream on top of like pie on top of cake. Like it's too much. Like he doesn't need it. It's just extra. It's overkill. I don't know why I said.
And then when somebody beats him, it's just like they're gonna get booed like hell.
He's fine. He doesn't need the belt right now. Just don't have.
It. But what I was gonna ask was, can you see this at next WrestleMania? The Shield triple threat match for the Universal Champion.
Is it said where Dean Ambrose is being drafted, by the way? Where's he at? What show's he on?
I've heard he's going to be Raw and he's going to be heel when he comes back.
As La Parka.
Yes.
You hated that. You hated it.
Yes,
I was giving you gold. You hated it. No, that's another guy we forget about too. He's going to be in the picture when he comes back.
I see a triple threat. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose.
Main eventing.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time. I think it's time for these three guys. I mean, to come full circle. What they've done together, what they've done separately, coming back together, and now I think it's time.
Yeah, plus they're all on Raw, so.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Which I wish Rollins honestly would have won SmackDown. There just seems like one piece missing over there still, and I think it was Rollins to head over there. I feel like Balor and Rollins on the same show is too much too. It's because they're both kind of the same guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and definitely. Did you hear or read that the WWE original plans was for Sheamus and Cesaro to win back the championships and go back to Raw because they are second guessing sending all that talent to SmackDown?
no.
Yep, that's what I heard.
What are they going to do with them though? Just tag team stuff?
Well, we were just talking about the Bludgeon Brothers and what's next for them, but we gotta also look at the Raw tag team division now.
There's a lot of teams. There's a lot more on Raw now than SmackDown. You got AOP, Revival, Ascension, Fashion Police, fucking the Champs, Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy. You know, and over there you got Bludgeon Brothers, Usos, Sanity, The Bar. Is that it? I think that's it.
Well, Primo and Epico and.
Oh, that doesn't count.
No.
No.
Okay, Los Matadors.
I mean, in Hibiki Pro they count because of the Cologne Dynasty, but on WWE they don't count.
And somebody was saying that Chad Gable's going to end up teaming with Dumbfuck. I said
Jason Jordan
for
a reunion.
Yeah,
you don't do
some as a heel.
No, when Jason Jordan comes back, you have Jason Jordan resent Kurt Angle for having Chad Gable in there as like his new golden boy, and you have him feud. You don't have him team back up. That's a step back.
I want to see them feuding. Chad Gable's. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I see something special in Chad Gable, and I'm not just riding the coattails of Tater or anybody else.
That's just not for cheap pops either. I see it a hell of a lot more than I did in their boner for Jason Jordan last year. It should have been Gable. It really should have. Let's be real.
He's way 10 times better on the mic, but I see what they see in Jordan as well. In the in-ring, he isn't bad.
It has nothing to do with mic skills, a little bit, but you know why? Because he's an Olympian right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's a
That's all you need.
But Chad Gable's a legit fucking wrestler, and he's got something special, especially just how I see him as going to take the Neville, what Neville was going to be with the underdog gimmick, and being able to like come back in matches and just get the random quick wins on people. Like
we got anybody joining us tonight at 2 a.m. We're giving them gold, and I don't think anyone's heard us all night. That's a shame.
But they can always watch it later.
Bunch of sleepyheads.
But I really like enjoying just giving I like how me and you just get to talk and just say the directions where they should go and then seeing what happens. I love that. Love that aspect of the podcast. I really do. But I want to see Chad Gable keep going. I actually want to see him hold the title, the IC title, so bad. Because for somebody to actually wrestle Jinder Mahal and actually put on a good match, that's saying something. I mean, the first match Jeff Hardy had with him wasn't terrible on the shake-up, that night, but Jinder Mahal just shouldn't be in any feud.
That being said, it is 2 a.m. It's been fun. Thank you for having me, Logan.
Yes, sir. I'm not even gonna play any music. I think we did perfect. Before we go out, if anybody listens to this later, May 12th is my birthday. Well, not May 12th is my birthday. No, May 13th is my birthday. On May 12th, I'm going to do a show from 9 o'clock p.m. to 2 a.m. for my birthday. And there's going to be 1 hour of old school Chris Jericho, 1 hour of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then I'm going to do like a special Saturday Night Myers that night.
Oh shit! I think I'm off work too.
So off for my
Look at
birthday.
that. Doesn't Wake Up with Logan Myers debut Thursday morning? By the way.
I'm actually gonna try to do it in the morning.
So there you go. Look for you right back here in fucking like what 6 hours?
Yeah, but
Something.
I'm gonna be by myself, so.
Yeah, I probably won't be up for that. Get my sleep. I might be up. You never know. I might pop in with my morning coffee. I'll surprise you.
I'll have my Dunkin' Donuts, but. Alright, guys, I'm gonna stop the stream and